Guys, Nvidia just reported they were expected to make 64.5 cents per share. They made 68 cents. They're expecting 28.74 billion in revenue. They reported 30 billion. They beat on both. They are now currently about even after hours. They were up 2%, down 2%, up 1%, down 0.5%. It's going to be very volatile. It usually is minutes after they report, right, Mo?
Yeah.
In this video, guys, we're going to go over Nvidia's earnings. We're going to go over their earnings release on Twitter. Guys, I'm very active on Twitter. If you want to engage with me, if you're a subscriber of our software, message me with your username and your email on Twitter. I will follow you back. But I did this poll. Follow me on Twitter at EMPaulG. I did this yesterday. Do you think Nvidia will beat on revenue, profits, and the stock higher or lower? The winner was beat revenue and profit and rise. I expected that to be the case. 271 votes. I only had this out for a short period of time. Only a few people, only 14% thought they'd miss on revenue and profit. They beat on both, which is their MO. They're up about 1% now, Mo. So they keep fluctuating. Guys, this stock had an all-time high 2 months ago of $140 per share. So it's, it's only 10% below its all-time high, but it really dipped recently. Man, the 52-week low is $40.
Certainly thought, wow. Thought it was going to, the purpose of the split, of course, was to make the stock price cheaper for people to go out and buy it, or stock price more affordable, I guess.
Yeah, for people to feel like they had more shares when you have the same number of shares, essentially.
Right. And that didn't necessarily happen.
Yeah, it did. I think, when was the official stock split? Was it June 8th? Is that Chipotle? I'm thinking Chipotle, maybe.
That was June 10th.
June 10th. Okay, so so June 10th was 3 months ago? No, 2 months ago.
So after June 10th, by June 20th, the stock price hit a high that day of $140.76.
So it's essentially the same price it was in the high of June 10th.
Yeah.
Same price. Mm-hmm. Now the stock's down a little bit. So what's going to guide this after hours is their guidance. They're going to sit there and they're going to come out and they're going to say, we see this in the future. We see this, that. Guys, Nvidia is the stock of the decade. In the last year, it's up 168%. Year to date, 160%. 5 years, it's up 3,000%. 10 years, 26,000%. I wish I could go back in time. 10 years ago, Mo told me, Paul, buy Nvidia, and I didn't listen to him. I sent something, Wall Street Journal did an article about Nvidia investors, and one person wrote, in typical euphoric fashion, this is a stock you never, ever sell.
Okay.
Yeah. Warren Buffett says that about companies. And guys, this is our 24/7 channel. If you've watched our main channel, thank you very much. This is our 24/7. We do earnings releases, we do news, we do all the stuff. We do 4 or 5 videos a week. If you like that sort of thing, in addition to following me on Twitter, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. We do these videos all the time. We're recording this video minutes after they were reported. It'll be live within 30 or 45 minutes of us finishing the video. We're really good at making these videos. Oh, wow, it's down 4% now, Mo.
Wow.
Okay, so before we get into that, I'm sure it's going to take some time to figure it out. Mo, what are you seeing in their earnings release that is of interest to you?
So their data center revenue it hit $26.3 billion, 154% increase from last year. GAAP earnings per share, of course, 67 cents, up 168% from last year. Let's see if we have data revenue. The data revenue is the big thing. Strong demand for Hopper architecture and high anticipation for Blackwell. That's a big thing that they're talking about.
Down 6.5%.
They are going to repurchase $50 billion worth
of
shares. Yes.
50. Guys, stop right there. Guys, I didn't mean stop right there like stop the video. I meant stop right there. Don't go further. What I'm saying is stock repurchases, everybody gets their panties all excited about stock repurchases. They're not good. They're buying back stocks of expensive companies. Is Nvidia expensive? I don't know. In all likelihood, it looks expensive to me, but I would have thought that 5 years ago, and look what the stock's doing now. By the way, it's down 8% right now, Mo. So they obviously said something that has triggered a sell-off. They've said something, or it's just people taking their profits. Because at some point, there's not going to be enough people to buy the company because everybody already owns it. But a stock repurchase plan on this company is currently selling for 80 times last 12 months profit, 250 times last 5-year profit, free cash flow, and basically the same thing on earnings.
So here's a couple of negatives, and then we can look at their outlook. GAAP gross margin decreased 3.3%. to 75.1%. Operating expenses increased 48% year over year to $3.93 billion. Now,
okay, but to go back to their gross margin,
yeah,
their gross margin used to be like low 60s. Now it's 75%, which is an incredible jump.
Right.
That's, and guys, that is very, very admirable. This company is an incredible business. But remember, we're here to teach you the difference between a business and a stock. They're very different things. Don't fall in love with the company and then buy the stock because of it. You can overpay for a good thing. Keep going, Mo.
They're expecting revenue of $32.5 billion, plus or minus 2% for the third quarter, which is pretty good. Just reported 30 billion. What did they say? 30 billion?
On the nose, yeah, 30 billion.
So,
in the last minute, the stock has changed 5%. To put that in perspective, guys, that's $155 billion change in the last 5 minutes. $155 billion change in the last 5 minutes. I say this all the time. Don't tell me the markets are efficient. Do not tell me that when that kind of stuff happens. The stock was up 2%, down 2%, back up to even, up 1%, down 8%, now only down 2.5%. Unfreaking believable. But this is what makes investing so fun. This is what makes it fun, because you need to take advantage of the fluctuations in the market when it's on your side. That's what we're trying to teach here. Now, you might see the stock skyrocketing and go, I have FOMO. I don't want to miss out on this. You're in the right spot. We're going to help teach you to become the person who's grounded and says, hey, the stock is flying high. Let me pump the brakes here. Guys, look back and a lot of people here go, oh, it's not the same thing. Guys, the dot-com era changed the world. And there are many, many companies that don't exist anymore or have higher revenue and profit today than they did 25 years ago and still don't sell for the same stock price, much, much lower. Why? Because if you overpay for the future, it's going to hurt you. Intel, Cisco, a lot of companies like that. Microsoft for 15 or 16 years never exceeded their 2000 high. That's what I look at Nvidia, and this is a company with immense growth potential, has grown a ton, makes a quality product with great margins and very little debt in the company. It's everything you'd ever ask. All you need to do is be patient for the right price. Is this the right price? Well, what are you smiling about?
Well, if you are going to buy Nvidia, I encourage you to do it before September 12th, because they are going to pay out their cash dividend of 1 cent per share on October 3rd. So make sure you get it.
So that's what's funny, Mo. Look at this dividend yield, 0.01%.
So
like, guys, what are you doing here? What's the point of this? Are they just trying to get on the dividend charts?
I don't know. It's so funny. Like, they specified it here in their earnings report.
Literally, the CEO of Nvidia could sell all of his shares and cover this dividend the rest of his life and never run out of money. Never even run close to running out of money.
God, it's so funny.
Guys, now to add another company to it, CrowdStrike just announced they were down 2% today. They're now up 3.5% after hours. Tim, what was the report? If you want to get on the microphone and actually tell us what it was, that would be even better.
EPS of $1.04, beating expectations of 97 cents.
Oh, nice.
Revenue of $963.9 million, beating $958.3 million.
Okay, but here's another company in the software world with healthy margins, 75%, selling for 20 times sales. With a lot of growth potential. Their 5-year compounded growth rate is 61%. Their 3-year compounded is 49%. So a lot of growth potential here, deserves a premium, really good margins. You got to remember that, but $66 billion with a very good balance sheet. I love that. CrowdStrike, cybersecurity, it's great. They're doing well. All-time high of $398 back on July 9th, so a little over a month and a half ago. And now it hit a low recently of $226 a share. What's up, Mo?
Record operating cash flow of $327 million for them. Record Q2 free cash flow, $272 million. So
that's awesome.
Free cash flow is going well for them.
Let's go see what Nvidia is doing now. Down 3%. Guys, again, 2 things. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me at EMPaulG on Twitter. I'm very active there, 4,500 tweets. Thank you very much for your time.